I have a fairly long question.
That's allowed.
Okay.
As long as my team doesn't drag me out.
Welcome to Northwood. My name is Gladys, and
The last question.
the question is, it's unsettling watching the news with all of the protesters and all this and that and all the people coming in across the border. My concern is seeing America kind of, there's a lot of people who want to change us.
Yes.
How do you plan on turning that around? I mean, does it involve having to remove a lot of these immigrants and everything from our country again, or how do we get it back?
So let me address, there's the top down and there's the bottom up. And this is a great question for us to close on. The top down version is clear and simple, in my view. It should be. Anybody who's in this country illegally, I don't call them immigrants, right? Because I'm a kid of legal immigrants that come into the country the right way. So let's talk about the illegals who are in this country. Anybody who's in this country illegally must be returned to their country of origin. Period. Mass deportation is the correct answer. They say you can't do it because there's only 6,000 ICE agents. Again, you need a president who understands the law. Existing law, 287G is the section, says that ICE agents can deputize local law enforcement and give them the power to serve their warrants. That's 1 million cops on the front lines. I've talked to local police who are standing at the ready to do this. So this is doable, but it's not just that. Part of this is a broader cultural decline in this country where, we talk about the top-down solutions. That's one of them. But there's something deeper going on in our country. We are lost right now. It's not the other people who are trying to change the country alone. It's the rest of us who are already here, who have a black hole in our hearts. It's the stuff of Scripture, right? When the Israelites escaped from the Pharaoh, they're lost in the wilderness, yet to go back, and yet to find the promised land. What do they say? We want to go back and be ruled by the Pharaoh. And so part of what we have to ask is, what is it inside each of us that makes us want to bend the knee? Wokeism, transgenderism, climatism, COVIDism, depression, anxiety, fentanyl, suicide. It's not an accident that we see the rise of these same poisons at the same time. They are symptoms of a deeper moral void in this country. And we can't just worry about the other, the poison. Play whack-a-mole, that's a losing game. We have to fill that vacuum with our own vision of what it means to be an American. Revive, as I said, faith, family, patriotism, hard work. That's the job of a president in this country. I'm a little different in a lot of ways, including my youth, but I will make faith and family and patriotism and self-confidence cool again in this country. That's half the job of the next U.S. president. Revive our national character. Not just policy, but our national character. Do it with strength. But do it to protect the real thing that's inside. Reagan said this in '89, actually. I don't watch inauguration speeches because they bore the heck out of me. I fall asleep during those. They're full of unfulfilled promises. I watch the farewell speeches. That's when they tell you what they did. Of all the things Reagan told you that he could have told you that he did, bringing us to the near end of the Cold War, growing this economy, he said in January of 1989 that he was proud that he revived a national character that we lacked when he first took office in '81. When I leave office in January 2033, after 2 terms, if you all put us there, I want to tell you a lot of things too. We shut down the deep state. We declared independence from communist China, grew this flailing economy, kept us out of World War III. I'm confident I'll tell you all of those things. But the most important thing I want to tell you is that my 2 sons and their generation, that they are once again proud to be citizens of this nation. That's something we're missing today, but it doesn't have to stay that way. Young people in particular, they're starved for direction. It's not like I visit these college campuses, it's not like they're against us. That's what we assume. That's what the media teaches us to believe. They're not. They're just lost. in the wilderness. And when they're lost, they go back to be ruled, asked to be ruled by the Pharaoh. That's what's going on in this country. And so, my view is this is our last moment to get this right. If my two sons are in high school before we get this right, I don't think we have a country left. I don't think we're working with a lot of time here. I'm not going to be the guy who walks in here and tells you, even if it sounds good, that the American dream is alive and well, that it's morning in America. It's not. But it can be. And I think this is our last window to restore that. We don't have to be ancient Rome. We don't have to be that nation in decline. I think as a nation right now, we're really just a little young, actually. Going through our own version of adolescence. Figuring out who we're going to be when we grow up. And when you view it that way, it actually makes sense. You go through that adolescence, you go through that identity crisis, you lose your way. You do some stupid things. I did, I'll admit it. But we are stronger for it when we get to our adulthood on the other side. So no, I don't think we have to be that nation in decline. I think we can still be a nation in our ascent. Maybe even the early stages of our ascent. Maybe we're not even at base camp to remember Reagan again, on our way to that shining city on the hill. That country where we will still look our kids in the eye and tell them and mean it that the United States of America is the country where you get ahead with your own hard work, your own commitment, your own dedication. And that you know what? You are free to speak your mind at every step of the way. That is the American dream. That is what we are running to. And with your help, I'm here to ask you for it. With your help between now and January 15th. With your help, that's what we're going to revive to save this great country. Thank you.